entering Indiana. We're gonna head over to some John Dillinger locations. I was very tempted to do the Christmas story stuff at the visitor center, but I might skip that because I don't know if I have enough time to do that. But there we go. Right, I changed my mind about stopping at the Christmas story little visitor center here. Last time I was here was for the Christmas Story Comes Home, and we were in a long line forever waiting for autographs. Took forever, a lot of miscommunications on the event and stuff, and yeah, it was raining, cold, unpleasant. So hopefully, it says it's open, it says it opened at 5, so we'll go in and check out some of the animated displays and stuff, so come with us. All right. Got the Schwartz statue here. The triple dog there. All right, we are here. Santa's Mountain again. So when they were doing the event, they had all the tables here with all the actors, Black Bart, the elves. But you couldn't really get up and you couldn't really see the displays. So I say if you guys are coming through Indiana, coming to Gene Shepherd's old stomping ground here, the narrator from the Christmas Story, Black Bart, he was one of my favorite people to meet when we came here. Christmas Story. So you got Flick with his tongue on the thing. So they said they had like a little vacuum that was holding his tongue. They said he used to play pranks on everybody, so they kind of just left him on the pole and everybody went inside. And it's funny, Flick's real name is Schwartz. Always found that amusing, that he plays a different character even though his name is Schwartz. He was in The Toy, another good movie. The major award. Met her. The male elf guy was like really loud, and like we were all outside waiting and waiting, and he would come out and he would say his line from the movie, and I was like, dude, no one's happy, everyone's very annoyed, they're all out there waiting for a long time. I believe that one might be Gene Shepherd when he made his little cameo in the movie. So Santa's Mountain. We're gonna be really close to the Indiana Children's Museum where they have a slide going down the stairs. I did a video of the Children's Museum also, going down the huge slide. Couldn't get any of the other kids to come with me to go pick up my other kid today, but that was an option. And I also did a video of the tour of the Christmas Story house in Cleveland, so if you guys want to check that one out. And the Bumpus Hounds. That's a bed and breakfast now. You could actually stay in the Bumpus' house and the Christmas Story house. It's very cool. And then over in the corner, you got your little photo op here. get a little. They had a whole bunch of the trees from all the different establishments. And they got them on the corners now. And Santa's Mountain. Also have a video where I go around for the locations for Gene Shepherd's house, the house he grew up in, and we go and do a bunch of Gene Shepherd locations that were his inspiration for his story that became the Christmas Story. I did do a video that no one really watched about. We came here for the autograph signing, and they had 2 time slots. So I picked the later time slot because I had to drive all the way from Chicago. And once we got here, they were giving out tickets, and I thought they had it all under control on how many tickets, how long they believed it was going to take. But then they just kept giving people tickets, and there was like no cap on the tickets. So we were out in line. I were freezing, cold, miserable. People would come around and they asked, like, would you like to buy autographs? I'm like, no. In my head, I'm like, I already bought autographs. But I believe she was asking if I bought an autograph, they were gonna bump me ahead of the front of the line. So all of a sudden, we got to the end of the warming tent right before we went in to get in the other line, and they cut it and sent everybody home, which isn't terrible if you live out here, because they were doing it tomorrow or the Sunday. But I wasn't coming all the way back here. I already sat in line forever. You know, I had a timed ticket, and everyone's like, oh, you should have got there early. And I'm like, no, I didn't get there early because I was in the afternoon time block. I'm like, I should have went there early, butt crack of dawn, as the doors open or whatever, and it would have been a much more pleasant experience. So it's like Peter, I was like the last person to get let in, because I finally like came to the door and I was like, well, how do I get my money back for the autographs I bought? And I ordered a poster and everything, and they let me in. They let me meet the little toady. I keep forgetting how to say his name, but Aeon. So gave me an autograph for him, the girl elf, and then Schwartz and Flick got their autograph, and then I was the last person through, and Peter still had a pretty decent line there, and they're a lot shorter. I'm not a very tall person. I'm under 6 foot, and they're all short. Like, they're about down here. It's crazy. But yeah. So there's a little video on that. So yeah, like I don't do the autograph signings very much, so it's hard to gauge this stuff, you know. Like, even when I do conventions and stuff, it's hard to figure out if I'm allowed to do video or if I'm going to get yelled at. Anyway, so yeah, and we could take a little photo here. The leg lamp. Get a little camera. So. Alright, and then there's a gift store here. It's closed right now, but that thing is packed with Christmas Story stuff. The downside is actors and all those people don't get any of the money for it, which is very unfortunate with how much they're merchandising and making money off of this stuff. So pay money, get autographs with the people, because they're not getting really anything, residuals or anything off of the movie. So yeah. And one of the people that wasn't here was Zach Ward. he was over at Sarge's up in Detroit. Is another collectible store that I wanted to go to. I didn't even know it existed until I saw that Zach Ward was up there, and he's probably one of my favorite actors from The Christmas Story. I'd much rather meet him than Peter. Peter's been in some movies, but Zach's been in a lot of movies, so. All right, so we're gonna get moving, and we are gonna head out and head down to see John Dillinger's grave. Hopefully it's not covered in snow. I hope going south in Indiana, there's no more snow on the ground, but we got snow, so helps you get in the Christmas spirit, even though I think it's all gonna melt before Christmas. So anyways, all right, so we are saying bye to the visitor center here. So a little bit of the lobby. And I think he said there was like 8,000 people came for the Christmas Story Comes Home event. It seems a little less Christmas Story than it did last time. There's still a bunch of stuff. Not as much as the museum Christmas Story house. They got beverages, coffee. Fudge puppies? What are fudge puppies? They're gonna deep fry a Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pie. Oh wow, that sounds delicious. All right. So the visitor center here is like designed because of all the different things that would attract you to Indiana here. So it's like farm. I think this is the sand dunes. And I don't remember the rest of it, but there was a sign in there that kind of explained why they designed the visitor center like this. But let's see. What is that? There you go. All right, well, we are gonna get moving on here. I'm gonna say goodbye to Flick over here. All right, so we will say bye to Flick. Scott Schwartz here from The Toy. A great movie. Probably one of my favorite things that Scott Schwartz has been in. All right, let's hit the road. We got some miles to put on.